We are so honored that you're here with us for Season 3.
We want to share, connect, and grow the paper flower community with you. Welcome to Paper Talk.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Paper Talk. Today's episode is sponsored by our patron, Eileen Lim. We appreciate your donation and we're excited to keep creating content for the paper flower community. If you're interested in supporting us, head on over to our Patreon page at www.patreon.com/papertalk and sign up as a patron. We'd love to see you there.
Happy New Year, everybody. We are so excited to start 2021 with hope, with positivity, and
Optimism?
yes, exactly. I'm really excited. We have so much good plans we hope to make happen this year. I mean, it all depends on the vaccine, which I'm really excited. My mom actually took the vaccine today, and I'm really excited that's going to work and that hopefully by end of the year, maybe by midsummer, fingers crossed, everybody, that this is possible, that I can actually see my family. You can see your family and our friends again. And even though I'm feeling with at the same time I'm saying this, I'm feeling with dread because I don't know what's going to happen. And it's just kind of scary knowing the unknown, and things that we planned in 2020 obviously did not happen whatsoever. But you know what? Jesse and I changed it. We really says, you know what? Since we can't meet, how can we serve our community even more? We put together Paper to Profit, which we had an amazing sign up. We're so excited. And you guys, if you are a student and you have not taken advantage of their mentorship yet, you need to take advantage of it because it's going to expire soon, you guys, because we're going to be opening the doors to Paper to Profit again later this year. We don't know exactly when because we're going to go through, revamp it. And for those students that have not opened those few chapters that's left, we're going to be adding more to it. So you guys already have it. So you are left with all the new update that we're going to be having. It's going to be super awesome, you guys. We are so excited to go through it, add some new things that we've learned this year, because Jesse and I, one thing we've done this year is we've read a lot of books. We've listened to really amazing leaders on different categories, on SEOs, on how to launch products, how to build traction on your business, how to make your beginner business even better. So we're really excited to update the Paper to Profit with what we learn. So that way you're always up to date on the latest trends, knowledge, trends.
Yeah. We also want your feedback on that course, because then we know what we need to focus on next time around or this time around, because sometimes we're in our own little bubble. Our challenge might not be your challenge. So please give us feedback, fill out the survey, which you will have just before your mentorship. So that hopefully will push you a little bit towards that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading all of that because we want to make Paper to Profits this year even better.
Exactly. And then I was just talking to Jesse before we started the podcast recording, was what are your plans for 2021 with Crafted to Bloom? Are you teaching? What's the deal?
Oh my God, I wish I love in-person workshops. I am just not a Zoom person. I've taught through Zoom, but the experience is so different. And I don't know what it is, but I don't love hearing myself talk. I know it's ironic because I'm on a podcast, but I really don't. But when I'm in person with other people in a workshop, it doesn't feel like I'm just talking to myself. I feel like there's interaction. I think a lot of it is eye contact.
Yes.
You look up and I love that eye contact, and having, a certain number of people, not too many, because I get really intimidated, but 10 people, it's so nice. Just to be able to sit right next to someone and chat with them.
Exactly.
And look over their shoulder and see what they're doing. So I'm really hopeful that we can maybe start workshop. I mean, I teach a lot of them at the Paper Place, and they tend to be very intimate. And so it does depend on whether or not the Paper Place will be able to open to the public. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Are they doing okay financially? Because there was a lot of lockdowns.
Yeah. And they've had to lock down again. I think for 2 weeks they had to isolate because somebody, one of their salespersons was either contracted it or was in contact with someone who had COVID-19. And so they had to close down for 2 weeks. And I think they're still locked down now because unfortunately, it happened around holiday season. So even though nobody was going into the store, they still had to have people there to ship things out. And unfortunately, if one of you is sick, none of you can be inside the store. So they actually had to, I think, temporarily cease shipping.
Oh my gosh.
Because there's nobody in there. And I think Heather was able to hire someone completely outside of the team to go in and, try to wrap things up and ship things off. But obviously with someone new, they're going to have to learn the rope, right?
Exactly.
So I can just imagine that they're not the only retail store to suffer from this type of circumstance. So, but I mean, I love teaching there because the people are just amazing. They have an amazing team. Heather is amazing too. And the people who go to the store, they love paper, they love craft. And so it's just like the perfect crew of people. Every time I teach a workshop there, I see either familiar faces, or if not, people are just super enthusiastic about learning any kind of craft, like paper craft. I'm hoping I can teach in person. If not, I will probably release, I don't know, I can't even commit to that, release 1 or 2 courses. There's still one that I have to finish and send out, and that is my Cafe au lait Buds course, which is a companion course to the Cafe au lait. I just did not have any time after the release to do any shooting because it was with the lockdown, and Killian was like having those allergy issues, and then my husband and my dad started fixing up the laundry room, which is right behind me, and so like with everything, it just was impossible. So I still have to do that. But my biggest goal, I think, this year is to actually grow as an artist. I'm being selfish here. As an artist creatively, I think all artists are a little selfish in their own way, but there's been things on my mind that I really want to do, and I want to, you know what? No, my New Year resolution has to be, I need to know how to say no to certain orders that come in. I love people who contact me and they're like, I love your work. I want to buy this. But the difficult thing with that is if you've got 2 young kids, you don't have a lot of time to work on certain things with deadlines, which is why I kind of suspended my orders in September, because the deadlines are the ones that you just are out of your control. And so this year, what I'm hoping for is to have my deadlines under my own control. So I'm hoping to be able to make art for myself and make a collection of some sort where I can really express myself. As much as I love commissions, it's not really about expressing you. Part of it is, but there are certain requirements, and you don't really get to go free for all in terms of exactly what you want, right? I mean,
exactly.
So I'm hoping that I can do something like that where I can release, a small collection and have that offering in my shop. And that way I can control my time. I can release it when I'm ready to release it. My lead time will be a lot longer. It'll be based on inspirations that, that are around me as opposed to necessarily around my collectors. Hopefully people will love it.
I know they will. Your stuff is just beautiful and amazing.
But, you never know. But I think I'm ready for that. I'm ready for it to be like, you know what? Right now, I need to be selfish on my own time. I need to be present there for my kids. And in order to do that, I need to like put things out in the world, see what happens, and just do that, as opposed to taking everything that comes because, it's going to be, that's not bad. Like that's a really interesting project, but it's not like my vision, or it's not necessarily, what inspires me at the moment. So I'm hoping to kind of shift that over. And I think that's my big goal. But one of them is, saying no.
Yes.
It's so hard.
I know.
It's so hard.
It
right?
It is.
What about you, Quinn?
For me, I'm also in the same track. I want to really work on my artistic vision this year. And I said no to the Posy box. I can't believe I said that, but I did. And I thought in December I would have a lot more time to really focus, and I kind of did. I did the back planning of writing things down, how I want to re-envision the Posy box. But the execution part, finding the time to do that when my husband is taking 2 weeks off and he wants me to take some time too. And it's kind of hard, like, I have all this work to do, but he's also like, but I want to spend time with you because I'm not working. And so I didn't get as much stuff done, but that's
okay. It's okay. Honestly, it can wait. Like this whole year I've been trying to tell myself it can wait. And I think like Quinn, you work all the time.
I know.
And obviously many reasons. COVID being like a big one, right? You don't really get to socialize. So what else do you do?
Exactly.
But, watch TV. And if work is what you love doing, obviously you're going to do it, right? I think, take this time to spend it with your husband. Maybe you'll be inspired in other ways. But tell me a little bit about your Posy box. Like, what are your plans on that?
So the Posy box, right now, I'm taking the time to revamp and upload a whole bunch of things that I just didn't have time, because in reality, the Posy box was a race. It was pretty much as soon as we finished recording one, we're already planning the next month on the supplies that's needed to be put in the physical box. And also, how do we make the Posy box tutorial easy enough for beginners to pick up and do, but also challenging enough for advanced students to say, oh my gosh, I didn't know about this technique. I'm so glad I took this, tutorial. And so that was the really hard challenge of finding that fine balance of making it easy, but challenging enough for students that have several paper flowers underneath their belt and to learn something new. And the really cool thing is I learned a lot, like techniques because I love Kate.
She thinks so differently, and yet her techniques aren't hard.
No.
But she just somehow finds that that quirk in it and be like, oh my God, why didn't I think about that?
Exactly. But
it's not really super intense, right? No, it's not easy. I know. She's the perfect person.
I know. She was really, really amazing. And I'm really excited. We're going to be doing a couple new tutorials later this year too, but we're going to take she needs some downtime because it's been like a race last year, just cranking it out. And she's very much an introvert. And I would say we didn't have much downtime for her to be an introvert because I'm always hounding her on being present, being out there. And I think both of us really needed that downtime in December just to kind of okay, take a deep breath. Let's reevaluate what we're doing. And so that's what's happening with the Posy Box. I'm hoping to collaborate a few more. I just love collaborating with people. I think having one piece taken off of your plate so you don't have to do everything in some ways frees you up to be more detailed, to spend more time researching and practicing and making things even better. So I think I like that a lot. So I'm going to be doing a lot more collaborations in 2021. And then I'm hoping I'm going to just try to say no more often, but I'm going to open the doors for more commercial work. And so I've been reached out by a few people about doing, commercial work, which is more style shoots and more editorial pieces, which I really love. I love the big installation. And as the more I do, the more I think about as being an educator, it's how do I teach other paper florists to do this? Because there's so many jobs out there. And when you challenge yourself to do something bigger than what you've done before, it, one, increases your technical skills, two, increase your mental capacity to do more than you think you can do, which is so much fun. Looking back, you're like, I can't believe I did that. I mean, it's really exciting and really self-fulfilling. I really love that.
I can imagine.
So that's one thing. And then, of course, things that Jessie and I both think about all the time is how do we serve our community even more? And I think that is where Paper to Profit comes in, is how do we help beginners do what we've done? I mean, we've made so many mistakes, you guys. And
hence why we need to say no.
Exactly. And so we want to help you avoid those mistakes. And that's why Paper to Profit came to be. And we've learned so much, and we want to pass that knowledge to you. That way you will have a better learning curve than we did. We did all the hard work for you guys.
I'd be more confident, I remember starting off making flowers and selling them, and I honestly didn't know what I was doing or if I was doing it right. And honestly, there's no real right way of doing it, but having an idea of what is generally okay and generally has been okay for us, I think that would have helped me a lot. I would have gone in with a lot more confidence in the selling side, in making, rather than, like you said, make those mistakes, or not even make mistakes. It's just not feeling confident at all about, am I doing this right? Do I have to keep track of this stuff, or do I have to, do I have to include all their misinformation? As a lawyer, yes, I knew I did, but it's still different because I've never had to really personally give someone a bill, right? As a professional, that's not what you do. That's what your secretary does. But you actually doing it, it's such a different feeling, because you're am I sure? Am I not? When I let this go? So Paper to Profits was really our little project of condensing everything we've learned in a couple of years into something that is people might understand and be able to take it and go and just establish a strong foundation for their business, so that they don't have to worry about, oh, am I doing this right? Or am I doing this wrong? When you're already struggling probably to keep out artistically, right? It's how many flowers can I pump out?
I know.
I don't want to think about am I doing this invoice right? Am I
know, because as all creative, we want to do the fun stuff of making paper flowers. That's where we really want to do. So we want to make sure that you're doing it correctly. The business side is always the hard part for the creatives because our brain is not there. But I think with our expertise, Jessie being an attorney and myself having my own business in the past, also an MBA in finance and marketing, this will really help you being an entrepreneur. There's so many hats you have to wear, from being a marketing person, being a bookkeeper, being, the customer rep for your business. There's so many pieces that you have to think about. And we're hoping Paper to Profit gives you a checklist, things that you need to go through and think about. And I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, I kind of know I need to do the bookkeeping, but you know what? I really don't. And the cool thing, you guys, Jessie mom is a certified bookkeeper. And so she has a big part in helping you guys, making sure that you track your expenses. So I think that's really important, is like knowing your numbers. I mean, I think that's what we found, you guys, a lot in 2020 is know your numbers, know what you're capable of doing, know your numbers that are coming in, know your numbers going out, and are you paying yourself? I mean, it's so important, you guys.
I think that is the crux of the issue, is like, if you do want to live and breathe paper flowers, and the question is, oh, how do I transition into a business? The number one thing to know is your numbers, right? Is it profitable enough? Or do you foresee that it will be profitable? Because it likely won't be profitable for the first couple of years. Like, that's just the reality. But like, moving forward, can you see it being profitable? And I think every year you should see a little bit more, you should see a little bit more of you hitting a certain milestone or doing a little bit more. And then you kind of get a sense. But like the numbers, I know we've been hounding about numbers, but it's important. Like, take a look. Those are the stats, right? Those are the statistics.
Exactly. And the things, you guys, with Paper to Profit, we're not asking you to be a full-time paper florist. I think you have to take baby steps. Like, Paper to Profit is perfect for someone transitioning over from, maybe you're a mom with several kids and you want to do this on the side. This will show, I hate to say this, but this will show your family and your friends that you know what you're doing, that you can say, here's my numbers. I am turning a profit. Versus, I think I'm making a profit. I mean, the confidence you'll have after taking the course is a game changer. And we hear that from our students. And we have so much to share.
We're hoping, this year, we're hoping to vamp it up, go back to the course, edit, change, add things to it, things that we've learned this year.
Yep.
We want
SEO. I want to teach you guys about SEOs. I think that's a really big thing. So that's one piece that I'm going to tackle on and add to Paper to Profit. So that will be another chapter that we're going to be adding in for sure. Enough about Paper to Profit, because now we want to talk about something super fun, something that Jessie and I really want to do. I think
we've been talking about this for a while.
So we're talking about a retreat, you guys. The first ever paper flower retreat. Are you guys excited as I am? I just want to geek out, be obsessed about paper flowers, hang out with people that speak my language. And I'm so excited. If you want, we want your feedback. So we're asking you, do you want this to be a full-on retreat where you bring in your papers, your scissors, your glue, and then we just sit and talk and make paper flowers? Or do you want a more structure piece where maybe in the morning we'll start out with some instructions on maybe showing you how to color your crepe paper, and then in the afternoon we'll show you how to make a paper flowers from it? Or do you want it to be loosey-goosey? I don't know. You tell us what you want.
Yeah. We think it's about time that we do a retreat where, a little bit more laid back, where we connect. Like, the connections that we make at these workshops are amazing, but sometimes we don't have enough time to connect with everyone because we're busy making paper flowers. We're busy running from one session to another session. So, Quinn and I were thinking, we feel it too, where we kind of want to just get together with other like-minded people who love paper flowers to either, to talk about it, to make sometimes make it, sometimes just talk, bounce ideas off of each other, just making those connections. I think we're lacking the whole year. I think it's going to be really fun. I want it to be fun. I don't want it to be stressful where it's oh, how many paper flowers can you make? No, it's more what do we learn going in or learn coming out? Or I don't know, hence the retreat name. More like a retreat where we hang out and have a sleepover. Have a sleepover, cook together maybe, and be able to, just make friends. And it'd be really nice after a whole year of not traveling anywhere.
And we do have a place, you guys. It's going to be at Holly Chapel Farm, the Hope Farm that's over in Virginia. And it's really cool. So she has
beautiful.
I know, it's gorgeous. I'm so excited to be there. She'll be there. She's going to show you how to do a bouquet if you want to, maybe toward the ends when we made our paper flowers. We'll have fresh flowers to play with. So you can break it down, tear it apart, make your own template, and then put it together with your paper flowers with fresh flowers. I think that would be so fun. But I think the really cool part is on this farm, she actually has a huge guest house where people can potentially rent rooms, and we'll hang out there at the house and we could be together 24/7, you guys. Well, maybe not 7 days, but at least the 3 days that we're hoping to be there. But you'll probably get sick and tired of us, or you might, create friendships out of people that actually come to this retreat, which will be so much fun. And to be able to like talk about paper flowers and to know each other language without saying all the stuff that you need to say or explain.
Yeah.
I think that will be so much fun. So the more input you give us, like, do you want it structured or do you want it not structured? Or what do you want to learn from us? Who do you want there to be with you? Yeah. So if you want like Margie Keats or Kate or Anna Chin over in California, we want you there. It'll be so much fun. Yeah. Anybody else you could think of, even around the world. I think that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
People from the UK, Australia.
Yeah.
This will be so much fun. Please, the vaccine, you have to work. You have to be able to be traveling by after summer, hopefully.
Yeah.
But it'll be so exciting to meet everybody again instead of virtually, which I love seeing people's faces, but being in the same room.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's a great substitute, but doesn't beat the real thing.
It does not. I think about the masterclass that we did in 2019 and the Toronto workshop that we did last year or in 2019. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But I miss you guys a lot. I know we talked online on Instagram. It's, as Jessie said, it's not the same. And to be able to be in person, to see your facial expression, to get all those little body movements. And I miss that.
Yeah, me too. So, I mean, that's what we're hoping. That's what we're planning. We're throwing it out there. Let us know what you think. What do you want to see? Who do you want to see? What do you want to do with us?
Yeah.
We're open to pretty much anything.
Yeah.
We're going to be in a beautiful farm and full of flowers and inspirations. So that will be just amazing. But yeah, I think for a lot of us, it's going to be maybe even our first tour outside. Yeah. Outside of our little communities. So I think it's going to be amazing no matter what. Yeah. So we'll send that out and maybe we'll send a survey out or, feelers out, and then you guys let us know or email us, once you've heard this, just email us and let us know what you want to see and where you want to be.
Or DM us on Instagram. We're there too. Yeah. So we're everywhere pretty much.
Yeah. What else? What other plans do we have this year?
Kind of keeping it loose because there's so many unknowns out there.
Yeah.
Like who knows with COVID having that modification
strain.
It's even more deadly and more spreadable. That worries me a little bit. Like the vaccine was created for COVID-19, not for the variant. Are they able to adapt it? So I'm worried about that. There's a lot of worries for 2021, but I'm also hopeful that there's so many smart people working on this and so many amazing people making sure that the world is safer for everybody.
For sure. I mean, they got this vaccine within a year.
Crazy.
That's amazing.
Yes.
Like the work that they did on, technology obviously is much more advanced now, but my understanding is, vaccines usually take years. So for them to be able to get a vaccine, have it tested, have it approved, that's amazing work.
Yeah. I think it really helped the people at the very beginning when they had COVID, they actually stepped up and says, here, take my blood. And they were able to start working on it right away. I think that was a huge help.
So hopefully COVID will be history soon.
I know.
We'll be able to meet up soon and do a little bit more stuff because it's just it'd be really nice to see all of you guys. Yeah,
it really would be.
Yeah, just talking about the same things. And my husband doesn't understand completely, so
I know my husband doesn't either.
I need people to understand me.
He will be supportive, but he really doesn't get me like Jessie gets me.
Yeah. And I guess with Paper Talk, we're going to continue on.
Yep.
We're still in season 3. By the end of this year, we'll probably be in season 4. So if you guys have any topics you want us to cover, DM us, email us, whatever you want. I mean, Quinn and I are always thinking up things to discuss. And a lot of it is drawn from our own experiences and what's happening in our lives. But, if there are things that are not happening in our lives, but you would like us to talk to someone who knows about whatever topic you want to hear about, let us know. If you want to be on this podcast, let us know as well. We're always open to that as well. Right now, we've got a full lineup.
Yes, we do. We have a huge lineup.
But honestly, though, if you guys have something interesting to say or you just want to chat with us, let us know. We're open to it. Absolutely. You're part of our community. The community. It's not ours, but the community. We're open to talking to any of you guys and just chat.
Exactly.
Okay, so Quinn, ending off this episode, tell me what you're watching and what you're drinking while you're on the computer or making paper flowers or while you're spending it with your husband.
I know. Okay, you guys, I have to say, I have been loving this obscure little show I've never heard of. It's called Alex Rider. It's a British teenage spy, and it's kind of like Umbrella Academy meets British TV shows. It's a TV series. There's 8 episodes. It's really intense. It's really fun. And I'm like, the kid is a kick-ass. I'm like, how in the world did he get trained to be a spy? And he's a teenager. But it was really fun. I enjoyed that. And the other one is a super fluffy one, which is getting a lot of traction on Netflix, is Bridgerton, which is another British shows. So yay for British TV shows. I'm loving them right now. And then, of course, my drink of choice right now is coffee. And the creamer that I've been really loving is, I do love Starbucks. I haven't been going to Starbucks. The grocery store has been stocking the Starbucks creamer flavor. Ooh. And I've been trying the cinnamon dolce, which is my absolute favorite. Ooh. And if you love the caramel macchiato, they have that version now. So I've been, playing up with my coffee and being caffeinated. How about you, Jessie?
What have I been watching? Well, it's kind of hard to watch anything nowadays for myself only because I've got two kids at home and then my husband's at home too. I did catch a couple episodes of Bridgerton because I was curious as well. And it was like, it was blowing up on the internet. And my husband was watching with me the first episode and he was like, this is not as good as Gossip Girl, even though it kind of has a Gossip Girl vibe to it with, you know, and I was a little bit disappointed in how fluffy it was, I have to say, because I do appreciate British dramas.
Yes.
But it's not bad. I have to say it's not bad considering, you can kind of do stuff while you're watching it because there isn't too much to think about.
Yes.
But oh my God, I have to say though, the set design and the costumes are beautiful.
And I would say the hairdresser, whoever does everyone hair is amazing.
Yeah.
They're going to win some sort of Oscar for the set.
Yeah, the set definitely. I mean, the colors are so vibrant and the sets are beautiful. There's tons of flowers, tons of greenery.
Wisteria. So many
the wisteria is so beautiful. I'm like, who lives in a house with so much wisteria? But it's beautiful. Like just the scenery alone, the imagery is gorgeous. So, I mean, watching that, I'm like super inspired. The other show that I've been watching because my husband's been watching it is called Startup. And that's not the Korean one, Korean one.
It's not.
So the Startup show is on Amazon Prime and it has Adam Brody and Morgan Freeman in the first season. And it's about a startup company. And like, there's so many things that go wrong with investors and stuff like that.
Oh, no.
So my husband's in that industry. So he's sucked into it. And the thing is, it's playing in the background as I'm doing stuff. So I really have no option but to kind of pay attention to it. So that's why it's in there. But it's like a thriller. It's a thriller. And then the only other thing I've been drinking coffee as well lately with a almond, I think it's Coffee Mate, actually. It's like an almond flavored Coffee Mate because we got it from HelloFresh. Do you guys have HelloFresh in the States?
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so we had ordered HelloFresh for a month and it was like one of those complimentary things, gifts. So I tried it and I was surprisingly delicious.
Oh.
I don't usually have like flavored creams, but it wasn't bad actually with the coffee. It didn't taste good with the tea because I think the tea was too watery, but with something strong like a coffee or a latte, like it was actually not bad. So I can only imagine the dolce, what is it? The dolce?
Cinnamon dolce.
Yeah. Cinnamon dolce one would be quite good.
It is.
It just has this kick to it that's a little bit different, It's like not just cream, but it has, I'm really
it starts your day fun.
Yeah, that's what it is. It starts it fun because it's like a little bit different and a little bit luxurious. It's not just cream.
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
There's some special taste to it. Yeah, I've been enjoying that a lot.
Love that. So you guys, tell us what you're drinking and what you're watching. We would love to know and expand our drinking and watching habits. Let's kick off this year with a really fun start and tell us what you're doing. We want to know.
Yeah.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
If you're looking for a way to support us, please hit subscribe and write us a review. We would appreciate it so much.
You can also support us as a patron on patreon.com. Your contribution would help us continue to create great content for you and the Paper Flower community.